Derick Dillard attacks Parkland shooting survivors. Derick Dillard is at it again. Just when you thought the Duggar family's resident blowhard had learned his lesson about bullying the most vulnerable segments of our population, he goes and hits a new low. As you've no doubt heard by now, a school shooting in Parkland, Florida claimed 17 lives last month. In the wake of the tragedy, several students have made it their mission to take on the NRA and the politicians they feel are responsible for America's ludicrously permissive policies on assault weapons. Shockingly, these courageous teens have been met with a brutal backlash, with several reporting that they've received death threats from angry weapons fetishists. On Wednesday, Jill Duggar's husband joined the effort to try and discredit the grieving teens. This has gotten a little ridiculous. At least 2 networks are now using kids to push their liberal agendas, Derick tweeted. It's obviously not all about the kids when voices like Kyle Kashuv aren't as elevated. Liberal media. At least be consistent so you can hide your biased tactics better. Not surprisingly, the reaction against Derick's ignorant remarks was swift and harsh. These kids have gone through more than most of us, and if you have watched any of the coverage you would know how smart and articulate they are, wrote one critic. They are better than a lot of people in the world. Back off, Derick. Another commented. Derick, I feel sorry for you that your worldview is so warped you can't see the reality right in front of you. These kids are bravely standing up for each other and for other children, a third argued, adding, you're being condescending to them when you say they're being used. Regardless of your stance on the gun control issue, we're sure all decent people can agree that attacking teens who have experienced a tragedy and are already receiving death threats from others is not an appropriate use of a grown man's time. And Derick of all people should know that sometimes the best thing to say is nothing. Dillard was recently fired by TLC after a bizarre social media tirade directed at a fellow star of the network. For reasons clear only to him, Derick attacked Jazz Jennings, a transgender teen who serves as the subject of the reality series I Am Jazz. While fans pleaded with him to relent, Derick continued to accuse Jennings of promoting an unreality and opposing the will of God. Since his firing, neither Derick nor Jill have appeared on her family's reality series. It's not known how the Dillards are supporting themselves these days, but in the past, the family has been known to rely on donations from fans to keep food on the table. Needless to say, it's not the most stable source of income, and it might be a good idea for Derick to stop biting the hand that feeds him by alienating his social media followers. Watch Counting on Online to relive the Dillards' time on the show. Derick Dillard firing prompts applause, outrage. Read the responses. Start gallery.